everyone. We on? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to BRK2157, the exam prep for MS-100, the first in the series of 2 for Enterprise Administrator M365. If that's not what you think you're here for, that's what we're going to do. My name is Ed Baker. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm a regional lead for the UK, and I'm an enterprise mobility MVP. So my specialty is Azure Active Directory, Intune, device management, all that sort of stuff. We're going to cover today, this is a 75-minute session. I know there's a lot of 45-minute sessions. This is a 75-minute session because this exam, if it doesn't already, in the very near future, will have performance-based testing in, which I'll explain and go through. What are we going to do today? Well, the idea is that I talk about the exam itself, help you prepare for the exam, give you some key information on the areas that are likely to be examined. What it is not is an exam cram. It's not intended for you to come here, get answers, go out of the exam room and into it, or go out of this room and into an exam room. It's an overview of certification specifically on this exam, and from somebody who trains it and regularly puts people through exams on it, the sort of things we should be covering and the areas you should be spending your time in studying. So before I go into that, I'd like to just ask if anybody here has got any Microsoft certifications. Okay? If you haven't already taken advantage of it, get yourself across to the Microsoft Learn stand, get a wristband, and you get access to the Microsoft Certification Lounge, where there's extra good Wi-Fi, special Wi-Fi, snacks, and lots of little activities you can do in there. It's it's where the exam certifications are taken. Anybody taking the exam here this week already? I'm not going to ask you how you did, but they're filling up fast. It's the first time they've given free exams out. They're filling up fast. There are no more scheduled exams left, but if you walk up, you may be able to get a slot that's been a no-show. Okay? So that's exams and certification. And anybody already got any of the new role-based exams? Okay, that's a lot fewer. The role-based exams have been out for 12 months now. They were released at Ignite last year. And we have the modern workplace track. There's the Azure track, the Dynamics track, or the Business Applications track, and the Azure track. This is the modern workplace certification track. So there's a fundamentals level, which is the MS-100, which is a 1-hour exam, and there's about 40, 50 questions. It's not intended to be for people who regularly do things day to day in the product. It's intended for people who need to understand what the product does. We then have a number of associate level exams and associate level certifications. Some of them are single, some of them are double. So as an example, the Certified Security Administrator Associate is a single exam, the MS-100. Some of them you require 2. The reason I'm telling you all of this is that to get hold of the one you're here for now, the Certified Enterprise Administrator, you need to have one of the exams or one of the certifications in the center. So it's a prerequisite to gaining this expert level certification. Released very recently, this week, there are 2 new ones. They're both in beta at the moment. The Certified Microsoft 365 Developer and the Teams Administrator, which is very different from the Teamwork Administrator. The Teamwork Administrator is SharePoint, OneDrive, and Teams. The Teams Administrator is just that. It's just Teams and management and usage of the Teams service and Teams application. So the people that Microsoft anticipate that will be taking this set of certification exams, or the role that it's intended for, are these people. People who operate at the tenant level. So when the tenant is set up, who sets domains? Who sets the services? Who decides whether external sharing is allowed for people? All those sort of things. The identity and compliance policies, right at the highest level. It's designed so that the guys and the girls taking this exam will have lots of experience of taking the workloads, lots of experience of managing these environments, and that's why it is a requirement to have one of the associate level exams before you sit it. Having said that, there's nothing wrong if this is what you do with going to take the courses or taking both exams. You'll have the exams, you'll have passed the exams. You won't get the certification, though, until you go and take one of the other associate ones. Within this track, if you pass on past the one certification required on the left-hand side of the screen, what are we testing? What are Microsoft expecting you to understand to be able to go and sit in the exam? Well, historically, the official curriculum courses would cover about 60% of what is in the exam. You're supposed to come in with 15 or 20% of the knowledge, and your expert trainer who's training you is supposed to have the rest of the knowledge and help you and guide you through it. Whereas now, the courses map 100% to the exam objectives, which they never used to do. So all the role-based courses map 100% to the exams. That's not to say that every single question is going to be covered directly in the exams, in the course. It won't. But all the curriculum ideas and items will be covered. So each exam has a number of objective domains. Today we're going to do the top level one, the 100. Tomorrow afternoon I'm doing the 101, which is only a 45-minute session, and we'll go through the bottom. So there are 4 areas in this exam: Microsoft 365 services, user identity and roles, access and authentication, and Office 365 workloads and applications. So you're expected to have experience and knowledge of doing these things. And I would say that nowadays, if you exclude the performance-based testing, it's not easy, and I wouldn't say impossible, but it's really not easy to go and pass one of these exams unless you have experience hands-on using the product. So if you don't use it regularly or you don't do these sort of setup skills regularly, it's a really good idea to get yourself into a trial tenant, create a brand new trial tenant, and do the setups. Even to the degree of buying yourself a dummy domain to set up domains so you know how that works and what you do. Because it's not the sort of thing you do on a regular basis. And just a reiteration, you don't get the grey certification on the right side until you've passed one on the left side. Exam basics. Exams haven't changed dramatically in the length or the style over the last 4 or 5 years. Performance-based testing has been added. They are still, in general, between 40 and 60 odd questions. In general, expect the exam to take about 3 hours with all the bits at the beginning and the end. If you take an exam in not your native language and you're in your own country, then you have extra time added for you, normally about half an hour. You would have to check that with the test center you're taking it at, though. Especially as at the expert level, some of the questions use English in a way that might not be natural to people who it's not their first language. You no longer just choose one from this list of 4 or choose 2 from this list of 5. There are lots and lots of different exam item types. If you go to the Microsoft.com/learn website and go to the exams and look at exams overall, at the bottom of there you'll see a number, about 5 or 6 videos, short 1-2 minute videos, just giving you a demonstration of individual types of question, so that you don't expect everything to be a single item or a single multiple choice. And there are case studies in this exam. A case study is a block of text with lots of things you should be, or they're expecting you to read, and then between 5 and 7 questions normally. It's not timed separately. It used to be, it's not timed separately, so you don't get timed out on your case study. As one who's done hundreds of these things, I recommend you don't read the case study. I recommend you read the question and then go to the case study to find the bits you need, because the case study has a lot of text. And if you read it at the beginning of your 1 out of 8 questions, by the time you get to question 3, you guaranteed have forgotten, because you're under stress, you've forgotten what's in the first few bits in that case study. So you'll have to go and reread it. So don't read the case study, just read the bit that applies to the question you're answering and make sure you scan through the case study to find all the information relating to that individual question. They can be quite complex case studies as well. But some of the questions can simply be one sentence question, such as, you need to deploy this app taking into account the security requirements. So you go to the case study, you find the security requirements, you look at app 1, if that's the app you're deploying, and then you search for app 1 throughout the case study. It makes it much quicker and much simpler. But then, after your first few questions, the odds are if you're going to be taking a role-based exam, one of these or one of the other ones, and it's not in beta, you'll get one of these. It'll suddenly, or possibly two of these, it'll suddenly open up a portal and you'll sign in and it'll give you credentials. And then you'll have between 5 and 10 tasks to do. And it'll say, in the format of a normal question, you click on a task and it will say, do this. You then have to go and do it. So it's proving you can do what the job suggests you need to do. And Microsoft are not prescriptive about how you do it, because let's face it, there are normally 3 or 4 ways of doing things. This isn't a simulation that says you have to follow this track. It's a live system. It's a tenant that has been spun up for the exam, often with users and groups and everything you need in it. And all you need to do is go and do it. So PowerShell is just as good an answer. If you've got access to the PowerShell in the system, certainly in the Azure exams, you definitely do because you've got the Cloud Shell. But if this is an Azure AD question, which you could have, you could do Cloud Shell to answer the question. Just be aware you don't have to do things in a particular way, which is a good time to mention that in a Microsoft 365, you can do things in different portals. If you do things in the M365 portals, they apply to the whole tenant and to most services. If you do things in a service like Exchange Online, normally it will only apply to the service. You need to make sure if you think, oh, this is a DLP question, I'm going to do this, and you do it at the Exchange level, and they wanted you to do it for SharePoint, it may not work. So you need to make sure you read the question and follow exactly what you're doing. You would normally get 2 of these, and then once they have gone through and finished, you would then do some more questions, and all the scoring would be done, and at the end you'd get your result. And just on an exam taking topic, do not panic if these stop working. There was a slight flaw with Azure the other day where people couldn't sign in for a while, and this exam came up, and they were, oh, how do I sign in? Don't worry, there are people there to help you. If it all fails, then you will get more time, or they will pause the exam and restart the exam. It's not worth panicking over the test if it's not something you're doing wrong. Sometimes they freeze. They're getting much, much better, and they're an extremely good way of proving that you know what you're doing. So that's the exams and the exam technique and that sort of stuff. What about what's actually in this exam? Well, the first objective domain, well, the four objective domains I mentioned earlier are design and implement services. 25 to 30% of your questions will be based on this topic. Don't spend all your revision time on this topic. You're only going to get a quarter or a third of the questions on this topic. Spend more time on managing user identity, which you would imagine in this role, that's what you would be doing. Conditional access, multi-factor authentication, possibly even hybrid identity. Access and authentication similarly, and then right at the end, the 10 to 15%, plan Office 365 workloads and applications. But it doesn't leave you there, it tells you what is in each of these. So, the format of the next 30, 35 minutes will be me going through some of these, giving you hints and tips about areas you should be thinking of, followed by a practice test question on each one of these topics, or each one of these domains. So you're going to get tested. So, here we've got managing domains. Obviously, when you create a tenant, you get an onmicrosoft.com domain, which is part of the multi-tenant Azure Active Directory. In a production environment, it's highly unlikely that you will be using that onmicrosoft.com domain. So it's not guaranteed, but it's a perfectly decent question or question topic to ask. How do you deal with custom domains? What do you have to do for custom domains? You need to know those. User identities for a new domain name. What if you've got an on-premises domain that has a .local domain name? Like some people did when Microsoft told them to do it when they put 2003 and 2008 in. That's not a routable domain. You can't use it. So you need to be aware of where you might change that and the circumstances in which you would do your hybrid identity. And then simple things like making the primary domain name the new one, not the old one. This area of the exam, because this is an expert level exam, so this is the top level exam, you get questions that ask you about planning and designing, which are a little, and I won't say fuzzy because they're not, they're very direct and they're very open, but they leave you to do more of the thinking about what you need to do as an answer. So here we've got one planned for Microsoft 365 on-premises infrastructure. And you're going, but Microsoft 365 is a PaaS solution or a SaaS solution. Why do I need on-premises? Well, it integrates. You've got your hybrid identity. You've got other features you can use on premises that will connect to Microsoft 365. You can use applications on premises that you authenticate into using Microsoft 365. So you need to cover those areas as well, which is a good time to mention. This is perfect for copying and pasting out of the exam spec, dropping into a Onenote, with the wonderful news yesterday that Onenote 2016 is going to be updated again and going to carry on the desktop edition as well. And then you can apply your learning using Onenote by linking all of these options to things you've done. Take it to docs.microsoft.com, find out what to do, run the tutorial, play with it, practice. Setting up your tenancy and subscription. There are so many different ways and so many different settings for this. One of the difficulties with training any cloud technology is you practice and you prep for on a Sunday evening, ready for your Monday morning class, and you turn up and the portal's changed. Or it used to be security and compliance, and now it's a security portal and a compliance portal. But if you type security and compliance, you still go to the old portal. So you will find there are very, very few exam questions that rely on navigation now, because they can't do that because navigation is not a valid test. Occasionally, but very, very rarely. So you need to be aware of where you need to do things, specifically and definitely for the performance-based testing. Because it won't tell you where to go and do stuff. It'll give you a task and let you go and do it. And you can waste an awful lot of time trying to find it. Health. Normally in the courses that Microsoft run, monitoring and health don't carry that much weight at the end. They're normally the last module, or they used to be the last module in mock. Now you'll find that if you run the courses for these, monitoring is a key feature. And one of the areas that changes more regularly is the monitoring, because they're developing it and using machine learning on all of their reports and monitoring features, and it changes quite regularly. So often you'll go to the portal and it'll say, click here for the new one you're going to see in a week or two, or click here for the new portal, because they're giving you new areas to go through. Licensing. Licensing is key. You need to decide your licensing strategy, because you might not have an E5 license for everybody. You might have an E3. You might not have Azure Active Directory Premium for everybody. If you've got an M365 tenant, you might have. But if you've got an Office 365 tenant with add-ons, you might not have. Read the question. Make sure you're looking at what they're asking you and what the licensing is. But more importantly, what about applying licenses? Where do I do that? How do I do it? Do I do it at a group level? If I do it at a group level, what's the danger of doing it at a group level? By the way, if anybody's got any questions, don't wait. Stand by the microphone and shout at me, because I'll answer them anytime. Obviously, if you applied licensing at a group level and the person comes out of the group, they lose their license. And if you don't put them into another group that you've done group licensing, after 30 days, what happens? Their mailbox goes away. Things you need to think about. Things that if I was writing exam questions, I go, oh, that's a tricky one. I'd write that sort of thing. Migration. Migration is a key area of this particular section, specifically migrating mailboxes and data. And importing those wonderful, wonderful PST files. We all love PST files. You're shaking your head, sir. For a very small business, for 10 people, how would you do it? I would probably get them to save their PSTs, and I'd import it because it would save me time. But there's 3 or 4 different types of migration for Exchange Online, depending on what you're currently using, depending on the number of users, depending on how you want it to work afterwards. And that's a perfect bit of exam questioning technique. It's like I've got a whole ball game there to start asking you questions on about which one works where and why. So know the differences between each. If you can do something more than 4 ways, know the differences between the ways you can do it and when you would use them. Okay. I mentioned managing domains. Managing domains is really important because it's the first thing, almost the first thing you do when you've got a brand new tenant. And you need to prove you own the domain. And you can do that in one of 2 ways. You can do it with a DNS record, whether it be text or MX, because some DNS systems don't let you put text records in. So hopefully they all allow you to put MX records. But then once you've done that, you will get a list of all the other DNS records that it's going to create for you. That's a perfect thing to know. So what do you need for your, what used to be link online, that still has the link in the title? What type of DNS records will be created once you've verified your domain? It's worth going into a deep dive on the DNS config. There they are. Excuse me a second. Can be done automatically, or you can say, no, I know what I'm doing, I'm going to do it manually. You can even let Microsoft 365 manage your DNS if you want to in those circumstances. The deck will be available, obviously, and wherever there's a hyperlink there, it'll take you to the docs.microsoft.com example of how you would do these things. Another tricky one, implementation, identity. There are lots and lots of ways you can use hybrid identity. You can use cloud only, you can use hybrid identity. You can use hybrid identity with hashed passwords. You can use hybrid identity with pass-through authentication with ADFS. So read the question carefully as to where they want authentication to happen, what's possible with hybrid identity. So the top one here will show you an ADFS solution using an ADFS proxy, which of course now is the WAP proxy, so it shouldn't say ADFS proxy, it should say WAP, Windows Application or Web Application Proxy. Obviously, all of them need AD Connect. Certain parts of AD Connect will run the job for you absolutely fine on the Express Wizard. But if you need anything different, like an Exchange hybrid, or you need multi-forest, or you need certain OUs choosing, anything like that, you need to run the wizard in custom mode. And then at the bottom, we've got pass-through authentication, which would allow you to authenticate on premises without having to deploy all that ADFS. But you should be able to go through the planning cycle here and be able to give reasonable answers as to what you would do in all of these areas. How am I going to manage my mobile devices? Am I using Intune? Am I using something else? Well, look, you've bought Intune because you've got M365, or you've bought Microsoft Endpoint Manager, as announced yesterday. Azure Information Protection. Have you already got Azure ADR, or have you already got ADRMS, and are you going to integrate them? Or are you just going to stick with AIP, Azure Information Protection? Know all of the scenarios, know the protocols that are used for on-premises, the protocol that you used for authentication in Azure AD as well. There's an awful lot of Azure AD included in this. Setting up your tenancy, there is now a setup program. And I reran it this morning and found something very different, which I'll show you before we finish, where you now get some floating screens come in and give you the option to do it manually, or give you the option to go through a guided setup process to tell you the things you need to set up, which are unique to M365 compared to the Office 365 tenant. We need to know the differences. Unfortunately, there's licensing in this exam. We need to know what you get in E3 and what you get in E5. You might need to know what you get in F1. Or what don't you get in F1? We don't have enough time for me to list them all, but you will need to know what's available and what the differences are. Of course you can.
So, with like new features.
Can we have the microphone on? I can't hear him. Thank you.
Like with new features, like pass-through authentication comes to mind. Do you know, like, roughly what would the time frame be, or
Okay,
the
exactly,
lag
yes.
to incorporate
I can help you with that. So what you're saying is, how long are the questions valid for, and when will they change? So depending on what exam it is, and the throughput of that exam, and whether it's a cloud-based or non-cloud-based exam, every 1 or 3 months, the entire pool is scrubbed.
Oh, okay.
Somebody goes through every question and says whether it's a valid question still, but it needs changing because some of the things don't exist anymore, or whether it's just not a valid question. So staff, if you've got a Staff Hub question, that's not there. Is it July? Did it July that go? Is it October? Anyway, that's going. That won't be a valid question anymore, so that would have to come out. And then at the same time, new questions are written.
Okay.
So you will get new questions on new features and old questions removed when they're no longer valid. But as an example, Skype for Business, you're still going to get Skype for Business questions because they sit alongside each other at the moment.
Yep.
Until it's no longer available, you'll still get Skype for Business questions. Okay?
Thank you.
That's not to say that you might find a question in there that is a topic that has now gone away but went away last month and we haven't reached the scrub. But if it went away last month, I'd hope your revision had picked it up and you'd be able to answer it. Yeah. Don't need to do anything else there. There's a couple of little PowerShell-y things I've written in the bottom just so that you're aware that PowerShell can come into this exam, which is a really good thing. There's much less PowerShell than there used to be in exams, but certain things you can only do in PowerShell. It's really worth knowing the things you can only do in PowerShell and the things you might want to do in PowerShell because it's much quicker. Yes, sir. Could you go to the microphone so that...
Are they expecting you to memorize some of the PowerShell?
So the question was, are they expecting you to memorize PowerShell? No, but they would expect you to know that the MS-OL module is for Microsoft Online Services and you wouldn't necessarily use Azure RM or Azure AD module. However, if it's an entirely PowerShell question, then yes, they would expect you to know how the command works. But they wouldn't, they're unlikely to put 5 commandlets there and say, pick one of these, like has happened in the past. But they might do.
I thought they've been trying to get people to stop using MS-OL.
Absolutely. But at the moment, it's still there, and some people can, and you can only do the odd 2 or 3 things in it, so it would be a cracking...
All the GitHub scripts they tell you to run are all MS-OL stuff.
Yes. It's a transition. Everything's a transition, isn't it? So it's like an Azure exam, you'd do an Azure RM module and go, hold on, I'm supposed to be using AZ, not Azure RM. So you've got to keep current. You've got to keep current. Upgrading your existing subscriptions to Microsoft 365. There are many, many, many users out there with Office 365 and Enterprise Mobility, but they haven't got the Windows 10 E3 or E5 license attached. You need to know how to upgrade or when you can upgrade. Mostly wizard-based, but if you're CSP, obviously you get it through a partner and you can choose how you buy it as well. Tenant Health. Tenant Health is quite a key area as well, making sure that everything you've done is correct and everything you're managing and monitoring is correct. One thing I didn't mention, which I might mention a little bit later, is if you're going to do hybrid identity and you're going to put all of your lovely Active Directory users into Azure AD, there is one thing you should do first. Absolutely, because no matter how well you keep your on-premises Active Directory, there are going to be things that don't look quite right to Azure AD, and you want to put all good stuff into Azure AD, so you could download and run IDFix. Top tip, download and run IDFix. And if you've never done it, download and run IDFix on your Active Directory, because it works really well. Okay, you may find some URLs there as well, because there are URLs for portals and URLs for this and URLs for that. They're not expecting you to remember all of them. Just know the ones that are really obvious and the differences. Oop, wrong button. Service requests, very small section, but do know how to raise a service request and the fact that if it doesn't work online, you can phone them. So if the wizard doesn't work, you can do email or phone them if you want. You can export most of your reports into BI. You can no longer export it into OMS. You may see OMS written places, but you'd export it into Log Analytics, not OMS, because OMS as a product has now gone away. And Microsoft 365 reporting in the reporting areas of the portal will show you how to do all of that. The 365 usage analytics and the adoption analytics, excellent pre-built Power BI solutions, very useful. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, mine just stopped. Security and compliance reports. Absolutely, security and compliance is critical in this section. Know how to schedule them, know how to look at them, know what you can do with your security and compliance options, and also know that some things you'll find in security, some things you'll find in compliance. Now, the security element goes across both this and the 101 exam, but be aware that you will find elements of it in both. Usage metrics. This is why I was saying it's such a good Power BI tool. Fantastic, but if it's going away, it's going away. You can download this and place it into, or connect it to your Office, to your M365 tenant, and see all your usage and analytics. Key here for your migration. Remember I mentioned migration and email migration and migration topics. You need to know what you can do. So if I say to you, I'm using Gmail and I want to get off Gmail, I can only migrate in one way. I have to do IMAP. But what can I do in IMAP? Can I get everything? Know the differences. Know the difference between a cutover migration and a staged migration, and what number of users you might need to do both. All those sort of things. Find your users, find the mailboxes, note the different ways of migrating. Import PST files. It's niche, it's small, but it's an absolutely useful way of doing small business migration if it's a very small business. And if you want your users to do it, your users can do most of it for them. So, first test. Have a quick read of this. I'll read it for those at home. Your company has recently decided to move to Microsoft 365. Wise decision. You need to configure a custom domain to manage new users added to contoso.com domain in the cloud. What should you do first? That's a typical example of a Microsoft question. This isn't a question from the exam. If you want more questions like this, lots of them, in the hub, in the hands-on lab area, the Measure Up practice tests are available. If you think they're good and you want them, you can sign up for them. And it's a cost thing, but you can sign up with Measure Up to take these. It's about 150 questions for each exam, and they're Microsoft's preferred provider. But what should you do first is a key type of question. Because in your mind, you'll have what you want to do, but what's the very, very first thing you have to do here? Complete a network evaluation using traceroute to ensure you've got connectivity. Configure Azure Active Directory Connect to ensure there's directory synchronization. Add contoso.com as a verified domain and Microsoft 365, or in Microsoft 365, ensure it's set as a primary domain. Change the primary domain from contoso.onmicrosoft.com to contoso.com in Microsoft 365. Should we have a look? Anybody think anything other than C? Yay. User identity and roles. Don't we all just love role-based access? Role-based access is fantastic. However, you need to make sure that the role you're using, or the role group in certain circumstances, is the right one and has the least privilege. You'll see questions. You need to give this person the ability to do this, this, and this. Which role do you need to give them? You must use the least privilege. So don't give them global admin, but you need to give them something. That, again, relevant to your question about PowerShell, sir, you're not going to be expected to know everything about everything, but you are going to be expected to know critical roles like reader, security admin, what they can do and what they can't do. Okay? And also, you have roles in Exchange that don't appear at the same level as roles in Azure AD. You've got Azure AD roles that don't appear in the Microsoft 365 roles because they use role groups. So you need to know what your roles are called and how you can use them and what permissions you can give to people. Identity synchronization is this area. So this is the Active Directory Connect area. You need to know how to deploy it and use it. If you haven't, build a VM on premises, build a domain controller, connect Active Directory Connect to your dummy on-premises tenant. Practice makes perfect. I don't know how you learn, but I learn by doing, and I just keep going, keep practicing. And you can do it all free. Windows 10 has Hyper-V now, so you can put a domain controller on your PC and test it that way. You don't need a VPN to do it, you just need AD Connect. AD Connect Health sounds a fantastic product. It is. You need what to use AD Health, AD Connect Health? You need an AD Premium license. It will manage the health of your Active Directory. Sorry, it won't manage it. It will monitor the health of your Active Directory domain controllers and your ADFS servers if you're using those. But actually, for free, it will also manage your AD Connect. So you don't need P1 to manage just the AD Connect bit, but to use it as it's intended for ADFS and domain controllers, you need P1 or an E3 license of EMS or M365. Again, I've mentioned multi-forest. Understand what you have to do with AD Connect. Run through the wizard, take it out of express mode, run it in custom. Look at all the options, click all the buttons, see what happens. It's the way of learning, because things will open up. If you click one button, you'll get 4 more you can choose, or box, 4 more you can choose. There'll be questions in there about cloud-only identities. There'll be questions about hybrid and where you manage your identities. So I've got a synced Active Directory into Azure AD. How do I manage the on-premises users? I manage them through AD because that's where they came from. Groups, dynamic groups. Again, if I want to use dynamic groups, I need AD Premium or E3. Passwords. When you set up a brand new tenant, does anybody know the password default length? Not length of password, but length of time it's valid for. We've got 90 days. Who said another one? Nope. It is not set. It's not changing. You do not need to change your password. If you enable it to be set, it's 720 days. So Microsoft are telling you, don't change your passwords. Use MFA. Use MFA. And of course, now you've got the best practice in MFA of making sure you've got 2 break glass users on the old onmicrosoft.com domain so they can sign in even if there's an error with MFA services. Because if you can't get in, you can't get in to switch MFA off for your users to use. You could find a question like that. Then we look at user roles. How do we delegate rights to users? What roles are we going to give them? And then security and compliance roles. Quite a lot on security and compliance. Which of the security roles can do what? Good little flowchart here on, I want to set up synchronization, telling me what I need to do. Again, you can't see it there, but you'll have it in the deck. You'll be able to see it. When you would use password hash and seamless sign-on. What is seamless sign-on? When you'd use password hash and pass-through authentication for disaster recovery solutions. So if your on-premises drops, you've still got the ability to sign in using password hash. And then we go through the federation option as well. It is unlikely to test you on your knowledge of ADFS beyond the fact that you need to know what ADFS is, the fact you can build it in AD Connect automatically, and generally what components it has. It's unlikely to be testing you on the nitty-gritty of ADFS. It's not a guarantee, but it's unlikely because it's just too in-depth and too niche. So here's the wizard, or the AD Connect tool. It'll do all the installations for you. You can see in there whether you're going to use federation with ADFS or ping federate, whether you're going to configure it. Here we've got group write back and device write back as well. Group write back is for Exchange Online hybrid. Password write back you can do as well. And AD Connect Health. That's the window for managing your AD Connect Health in your environment, listing all your Active Directory domain controllers. Azure AD. The fundamental for getting any of this in your head is knowing everything you can about Azure AD. What's in it, what's not in it, what you can do with it, what you can synchronize with it, where the users go, how you manage them, what you need P2 for. So what features of Azure Active Directory do we need P2 for? We need ID protection, privileged ID management, and some very niche little bits, but effectively that's it. Access reviews is one of them, which comes under your protection. You can set up access reviews that allow you to manage who is in what group, who has what privileges, and you can even set it to auto-remove privileges if they're not using it or if they just don't respond to their access review. Understand PIM, Privileged Identity Management, understand ID protection, and understand access reviews, none of which are really M365 features, but they're definitely Azure AD Premium features which you need to know. Groups, dynamic groups. Dynamic groups. Group management, differences between security groups, distribution groups, Office 365 groups, what you get with each, how you manage them. Know the query language for dynamic groups. Go and build yourself a couple of dynamic groups. If you haven't got a tenant with AD Premium, go and take a trial on AD Premium. Technically, if you're using dynamic groups, you're using AD Premium, every user that goes in a dynamic group should have a license for AD Premium to be licensed. It's not required to do that because it will physically work once the tenant works, but to be licensed, you need to have a premium license for each user that's going to do that. It's unlikely in this one, but might do in 101, talk about Autopilot. Dynamic groups for Autopilot is an excellent way of working out where your devices sit. User roles. Here we're looking at my roles for a user, and we're going to add him to a new role. This will show for me all of the Azure AD roles. It won't necessarily show for me all of the roles available at every level. So Exchange Administrator appears here, but in Exchange, he's not called an Exchange Administrator. He's got Organization Management. And in Microsoft 365, he's called neither. If he's the top level, he's called Company Administrator. So we've got lots and lots of different roles we need to understand the differences of. Practice question for section 2. You have an on-premises Active Directory domain named contoso.com. Get used to contoso.com. It appears a lot in all of Microsoft exams and ADATOM. You plan to configure identity synchronization between contoso.com on-premises and an Azure Active Directory. You will opt for the password #synchronization for authentication, which means you're authenticating in the cloud. You're not authenticating on-premises. You prepare a checklist to set up Azure AD Connect. You need to check for errors in your that's supposed to say on-premises. I've got a bit dyslexic there, apologies. On-premises Active Directory. I need to run something on that. Before your first synchronization, what should you do first? You should use ID Fix. If you haven't got it already, you download and you run it. You should use ID Fix. Come on, there we go. Access and authentication. You're seeing now where this exam focuses: security, domains, access, identity, authentication. It's all security and the 3 A's. This is where we talk about multi-factor authentication. You could still get questions on MFA Server. MFA Server is the on-premises solution that you could connect into Azure, and you can no longer deploy that. If you've got it, you can use it. But if you go to the portal and try and deploy it, it'll say, nah, can't use that anymore. Because Azure AD will do it for you. Or Azure AD MFA will do it for you. You need to know that MFA, depending on your license, is an AD premium feature if you don't have M365. CSP and business, it's not. For E3, it is. But business is different. You get MFA for business. Each one is slightly different, unless they've changed it in the last week.
Just only for the baseline.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, the baseline policy. Yeah. And you need to know how to set this thing up and where you can set MFA up, because you can set MFA up in identity protection with user risk policy or sign-in risk policy. You can set it up in conditional access because you can force MFA. You can set it up in the MFA provider. There are lots of ways of doing it. So you need to be aware that when the question asks you about something, you think, oh, it's MFA, are they directing you to conditional access? Or are they directing you to sign-in risk policy?
So since they no longer recommend using the enable enforce model, do you think that they're still, they explicitly said do not do this any longer?
So the question is, since they no longer recommend enable enforce, is that what they're going to ask you? The question won't be as specific as that, I doubt. It'll be, you want to do this, this, and this. Either do it if it's a performance-based test, or how would you do it, or why would you do it, or what would you do? Okay, it would be, because it's very specific, the difference between the MFA provider and going in and setting up. MFA questions are more likely to be something like trusted IP addresses, or how, memorized devices, that sort of thing. And what happens with fraud alerts and all that sort of stuff. Do you auto-block and all that sort of thing? Okay. Obviously, MFA for global administrators, you have anyway, built in. The managed authentication, you're going to be looking at authenticating on premises, authenticating your ADFS, or authenticating in the cloud, and the different methods and the different ways. Application access. Know what the AD application proxy is and how you use it. Very important. I don't know how many people are using it out there, but it's likely to get questions. It's a fantastic product. It works really, really well, but it's not. When I say niche, I wouldn't imagine 80% of tenants are using AD proxy, the Azure AD application proxy. Definitely know how you register an app in Azure AD. And then we go really into the realm of Azure rather than Microsoft 365 with our B2b accounts, inviting guest users in and creating guest accounts that you don't want as B2B, and how we allow people access to our services and products from an external domain. So some of this is done in Azure AD, some of this is done in the administration portal in the organization for sharing. Where do we share? Do we allow users to share with external users? Do we not? What level of sharing do we allow? It's really just familiarization and your familiarity with the areas that are being used and questioned. So we've got the authentication method in Azure AD. There's only one password, the equivalent of an AD password settings object in Azure AD. You can't have fine-grained passwords. You have a password setup. We've obviously already decided that Microsoft wants us to go through MFA and not change our passwords. Every authentication should be MFA'd. And if you think you don't need it, go to mysignins.microsoft.com. When I first did this as a demonstration and I hadn't got MFA enabled, I had hundreds of Russian, Brazilian, and Chinese attempts. It'll show you where it is. It'll show you what product they were using, what product they were trying to get into. It's a fantastic resource. Know when you can use the custom banned password list as opposed to the built-in banned password list in MFA.
Excuse me.
Hello.
Is there a My Sign-ins over here? Is there a My Sign-ins for the admin side to view your users? You can see, if you go into the audit log, you can go into the portal and see everybody's attempted sign-ins. But that's the user level, but obviously admins can see that. But if you go into your, I can't remember whether it's now audit log or activity log in Azure AD, it'll show you all users' sign-ins. Thank you.
And you can filter by user, filter by successful, unsuccessful, whatever you want. MFA, administer the users. It's still going to be hitting enforce and enable because that's what's currently there. Know that if you're setting up
self-service password reset. An administrator cannot use security questions, and they have to use 2 factors. They can't just use one. A user, you can set up, you can be quite devious. You can set up, I want 5 security questions, I want 3 factors, and I want everything else. Or they can just have one. As an administrator, if you're doing self-service password reset, you have to have 2 factors, and you can't have one of them as security part or security questions. Know what you can use in terms of app numbers, app authentication as well. I mentioned application access. Register your applications in Azure AD. How do you do it? What do you set up? Whether it's a pre-created app or one from the gallery or one that you are creating internally, whether it's a line of business app, you need to know about those. B2b accounts used to be done very differently. Now you create a user, they get an email. When they sign in with their own credentials, and they get the access you give them to your applications and services. You also get, if you do this, you have 5 extra licenses for them to use. If you've used them, you have to provide them with a license unless they have their own license, in which case they bring their own with them. Also be added and set up in the main portal, the admin portal, from the organizational relationships area. Practice question here. You manage a Microsoft 365 tenant for your company. You want users to be able to access an on-premises web application using their Microsoft 365 credentials. So you've already got Windows Server installed with IIS that you allow people to use internally. You want them to be able to authenticate using their cloud credentials. You need to configure your Azure Active Directory to do this. What should you do? Is that less clear? Is that more tricky? So we got some B's and some C's in there. No, there's no first there. It just says, what should you do? Application proxy. The application proxy allows you to authenticate to on-premises solutions. Creating an app registration will not work on its own. You need the proxy to be able to do that. Final section of the objective domain. Plan your workloads and applications. So this is the first time we're looking at services and workloads within Microsoft 365. The rest has all been tenant-based, security-based, authentication-based. So you know where you need to be doing your revision, 10 to 15%. So if you've got, let's say you've got 50 questions, you're going to have 5 questions to 6 questions or 7 questions maximum on this section, if you have that level of percentage. But it doesn't make it easy because we're looking at hybrid. An Exchange hybrid is one of the most complicated things to work out because there are so many different options for how you do it. However, to use Exchange hybrid, you have to use AD Connect and you have to use it in the custom mode, not the express mode. Then there's a whole section on Office 365 Proplus deployment. So we're going to be using the Office deployment tool. And we're going to be using the XML file to generate requirements. You will get questions about the difference between Office Online and Office Pro Plus, which should be very easy to work out. They should be, not necessarily, but they should be. So plan my deployment. Here we go through the rigmarole of update channels. What's available to you? Have they changed the names again? But what's available to you? Is it going to be semi-annual? Is it going to be semi-annual targeted? Is it going to be monthly? Is it going to be monthly targeted? Know what they mean, know how they work. How are we going to distribute this stuff? Do we use Config Manager or Microsoft Endpoint Manager or Intune? We're using the Office Deployment Tool. It's all about planning. So, if I was going to deploy Proplus, and the question said, with the least administrative effort, which is yet another one of those, let's guide you down where we're telling you to do something, I would suggest to you that it's not going to be Config Manager or WSUS. Just a hint. I would say it's going to be using the deployment tool or the Office 365 content delivery. Well, you can do it through Intune. Group policy, that sort of thing. Just
Easiest way, just go to office.com and have it click the install button.
see, they're your trusting users, sir. So the user might decide he only wants these apps, whereas you want him to have the right apps. Or you might have upgraded from business to enterprise, which means his apps are wrong anyway, and you need to uninstall them and reinstall them because they don't give him the features he wants and that you want that you've bought with enterprise. It's not like Windows 10 where you can just go, oh, I've now got an enterprise license, which will obviously license itself through your license key. You have to uninstall the apps and reinstall them because they're different. They have different features and different applications. Say again? I couldn't possibly comment about users ignoring you. You want control is effectively what it's asking you. You are deploying it. It's not user deployment. But user deployment could easily be an option in the answers. But if the question says you want to enforce them to do anything, that's not the answer. So you have an on-premises Active Directory domain. Your company uses, no, it doesn't use Gmail, it uses Gmail. My proofreader is in a lot of trouble. That wasn't an intentional pun, that really wasn't. You purchase Microsoft 365 and configure Azure AD Connect for hybrid identity using pass-through authentication, which may or may not be relevant at all. You will find the question has things that are designed to distract you into an area, and it has no relevance to the question. You plan to migrate all email to Exchange Online. Good idea. You decide to use IMAP migration, which is the only one you can use with Gmail or Gmail. You need to identify what you can migrate to Exchange Online using IMAP migration. What can you migrate? Inboxes and folders, inboxes, folders and contacts, inboxes, folders, contacts and calendars, inboxes, folders, contacts, tasks and calendars. Now, unless you know that, you're not going to guess that right, are you? If you know IMAP, you're fine. But if it's not something you do and it's not something you've ever done, you may not know. But yes, you're entirely right. It's like somebody says, is it a difficult exam? No exam's difficult if you just know, if you know the answer. Reading the questions is sometimes difficult. Okay, so MS-100. 15% deploy Windows. 35 to 40%. That's entirely wrong. Let me hope it's still in there. No, it's not. Somebody has changed that to MS-100 from 101. My apologies. So I should take you to the original one, which was the security and deployment, go back. Can't believe that's on that deck. So when you said, is this the most current deck, sir? And I said, yes, no, I didn't look at that slide. It's not the most current deck. Apologies for that, folks. So 20 to 25% on access and authentication. And there you go. Bear with me 2 seconds. Something has to go wrong every time you get on stage, otherwise you're not on stage. So, that's more like it. Design and implement Microsoft 365 services, quarter review exam. Manage user identity and roles, 35 to 40%. Access and authentication, 20 to 25, and plan office workloads, 10 to 15. You can't afford to ignore any of them. The exam, when we go into the next set, which is down here, about the exam itself, and about how to prepare, Microsoft have produced a whole bunch of new learning resources. So we've got the Microsoft.com/learn platform, which I'll show you before we finish. You can obviously come to training events or you can go to classroom training, and then to validate you would do your certifications. But the Learn platform is not designed to give you everything you need, it's designed to help you along. So you won't find a learning path that will give you everything for MS-100 or everything for MS-101. The learning path will be something about security in Azure Active Directory, or it'll be something about authentication. You just need to know the bits in the Learn path you want to pull out. More things are being added all the time. The very first thing I would suggest everybody does, create a OneNote. Go and download the objective domain, put it in a OneNote, and start writing what you're doing and follow it. Part of that is that, as you know, things change regularly. So when you learn it, take screenshots, drop it into OneNote, show what you've done, so that when you go back, you know what it was. You're unlikely to get many screenshots, but if you take 2 to 3 months to study for the exam and things have changed, you might want to know where it was when you were studying it. Microsoft Learn I've mentioned, there's classroom training, there are 2 courses for this. The courses have just been re-released as at the 25th of October, so they're brand new content in the courses. They were only released last year, they've just been re-released. And then I've already mentioned practice tests. Now I use practice tests as a learning tool, not as a certification tool. I answer the question, I then look at all the answers, and I pay as much attention to the wrong answers as I do the right answers, because you'll get explanations as to why they're wrong. So if I've got that question wrong and I've clicked it, it'll tell me why I was wrong and what it is. So I use it as a learning tool, I don't use it as a certification tool. You may already be aware that there are free exams here. You can take 1 free exam on site. It's only walk-ups now because everything's full, but every single attendee gets 1 exam to take anywhere in the next 6 months. You just go to that address, sign in with the email address you used to register. If that's not your certification email address, then you link them in the tool, and it will know you were an attendee, and it will not charge you for the exam. Yes, sir?
There are some courses available on edX, Open edX. Are they going to be integrating those into Learn?
The courses on edX will not be eventually, so Learn is the place to go.
Okay.
One of Microsoft's, not problems, one of Microsoft's historic traits is so there's Channel 9, they use YouTube, there's edX, there's Open edX, there's all sorts of different platforms. edX was designed, or the Open edX was designed for learning partners to put courses on and give people support through massive online learning. Yes, sir?
So you have 6 months to do this?
Yes.
After the conference?
Yes. How good's that?
We don't have to register for anything?
No, you don't have to register here and now. You can schedule it whenever you like. You just go and you must take the exam. You can't register and take it in 9 months. The exam must be taken in 6 months. Okay?
Is that in addition to the exam we take here?
Yes, it is.
That's
In addition,
free one here.
take a free one here if you can get space,
Yeah.
and you can take that free one at any time at home in 6 months. Yes. 2 free exams. I couldn't comment because I'm on a microphone, but yes, I would agree with you. Yes. They also offer, often when there's a brand new exam, they'll publish short-term beta codes, which give you a reduced cost exam. Because when a brand new exam comes out, they want a certain number to have taken it so they can evaluate whether the exam works, and you don't get the results straight away in beta. So we've got a few minutes left. I wanted to give you a couple of demonstrations before we go, so I will do that. But there are other exam preps this week. If you go to the Learn stand, you'll get a better slide which has got who's doing it, where it is, and what time it is, and what day it is. Bear in mind, some do move. Now I'm going to come out of here, and I'm going to hope that this hasn't all gone bad and wrong. No, it hasn't. Number 6. Right. So I mentioned custom domains. I wanted to demonstrate here, this is the new experience of setting up. When you first open your tenant, you'll get finished setting up Office. If you go to setup, it'll take me through a wizard. I can go through add my domain, or I can say, actually, I want to go to advanced setup. Notice, in advanced setup, I can go back to guided setup, but also, you've already got the password set to never expire. I can change that at the time I set it up. Microsoft don't recommend you do, but if I do enable that, and I manage it, and switch it off, it'll give me 14 days notification about a user expiry. But they want me to have it as manage passwords always not expiring. So I can go back one, and back one. And then I can also set up, am I going to allow users to do self-service password reset in the customer? They're guiding you through setting up your whole tenant. This is all fairly new. Do I want to give admins only the access they need? So that's going to be something like PIM, Privileged Identity Management. I've also got all the other options. So Intune, if you get any questions about tenant level, the Intune Portal in Azure is different to the Device Management Portal. The Device Management Portal is it's not cut down, it's a guided scenario. It's only got those things in there. And if I go to my Intune tenant and I look at device enrollment, notice that the new tenant, which I span up yesterday, is already set up because it's an M365 tenant. And finally, if I go to Learn, this is the new Learn screen. You're able to browse all your learning options, and you can go through any of the Learn solutions you want to go through. So Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection. That's probably more of the 101, but some of that would be useful in here. So it's not specifically aimed at this role and this exam, but it's content that will be covered in this role and this exam. Okay, while I switch back, I'll move on one. If I leave the evaluate, please evaluate. There's no point doing this stuff if people don't evaluate and tell us what they think. Any questions? We've got 6 minutes, which is normally what I leave, 5-6 minutes. Any other questions? I know you ask questions as you go through, but no questions at all. Excellent. You, sir.
Hello, thank you for your presentation.
That's okay.
If we are going to schedule our second exam,
Yes.
so I tried to do this. I saw free exam, I clicked it a million times, excuse me. And it denied me, but was it because I chose this location? Or was it because I chose?
It was probably because you chose this location.
Okay.
Because it doesn't want you to take it on site, it wants you to take it at home, probably. If not, go to the certification area and speak to one of the Pearson VUE people there, and he should be able to help you.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, so is there going to be anything on GPO settings related to enrollment or AAD Connect or?
Highly unlikely, but I can't rule it out because that's more of a nitty-gritty level for the devices and the users rather than the tenant level services. That's more likely to be 101.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you very much for coming. Please do evaluate, and if you've got no further questions, thank you very much.